The American dream, a home of your own. For generations, it has been the cornerstone of financial success, a symbol of stability, freedom, and prosperity. Owning property was more than just a roof over your head. It was a pathway to wealth, a foundation for the life you imagined. But today, that dream is shifting beneath our feet. The rules of the game are changing, and if you're not paying attention, you could be left behind. Zillow, the real estate giant trusted by millions of Americans, has just released data that could change everything you thought you knew about the housing market in 2025. In this video, we're going to break down what Zillow has uncovered, the hidden trends, the surprising shifts, and the opportunities no one saw coming. Whether you're a homeowner, an investor, or just planning your financial future, what you're about to see could redefine the way you think about your wealth, your property, and your next move. Stay with us. By the end of this video, you'll understand the truth about today's housing market and how to make it work for you, not against you. For decades, owning a home wasn't just about having a roof over your head, it was the cornerstone of the American dream. It was the promise of stability, the assurance that your family had a place to grow, and that your investment would only increase in value. Real estate was considered a safe bet, almost sacred in its reliability. People believed in the inevitability of rising home prices. Buy a house, wait a few years, and your wealth grows. It was a simple equation: home ownership equals security, prosperity, and peace of mind. But something is shifting beneath the surface. Zillow's latest data is sending a signal few were expecting. The housing market is no longer predictable. The safety net we relied on is fraying. Early in 2025, Zillow forecasted a modest 2.6% rise in home values. A safe bet, right? By April, that forecast had flipped. Homes were expected to lose value. And today, the national average sits at $364,891, a standstill. Just a whisper of growth from last year. Meanwhile, the market is slowing. Inventory is rising, particularly in the West and South, where new listings are outpacing buyers. Homes that once sold in days now linger for months. And suddenly, sellers no longer hold all the power. This isn't just a temporary hiccup, a minor correction, or a seasonal fluctuation. This is a fundamental shift. For decades, Americans equated real estate with guaranteed wealth. That assumption is cracking, and the implications are enormous for families, investors, and entire communities. Imagine a world where buying a house no longer guarantees financial security, where timing, location, and strategy matter more than ever. A world where the rules you thought were written in stone are suddenly rewritten. This is the calm before the storm. The illusion of certainty is fading. And the storm? It's coming faster than most realize. Zillow's latest data has sent shockwaves through the housing world. For the first time in years, the U.S. housing market isn't moving in one predictable direction. Instead, it's fractured. Half of the nation's 50 largest metro areas are seeing home prices climb, while the other half are sliding downward. This isn't just numbers on a page, it's a wake-up call. Consider Sagaponack, New York. Luxury estates there have soared over 60% in just 5 years. Meanwhile, in Houma, Louisiana, home values have dropped more than 7% over the same period. And it doesn't stop there. Zillow's revised forecast paints an even clearer picture of change. Where analysts once predicted a steady climb, Zillow now expects a modest 0.4% increase in national home values by mid-2026. That's a dramatic shift from early 2025 projections, a clear signal that old assumptions about the housing market are being challenged. So what's causing this sudden shift? Experts point to several key factors: rising mortgage rates, persistent inflation, and changing buyer preferences. Young buyers, who once fueled suburban expansion, are now more selective or entirely priced out. At the same time, investors are pausing, unsure where to place their capital in a fragmented market. The U.S. housing market is no longer a uniform landscape where every home appreciates steadily. It's fractured, regional, unpredictable, For buyers and investors alike, understanding these divisions isn't optional, it's essential. The era of blanket assumptions about real estate growth is over. This Zillow revelation is more than just a spreadsheet warning. It's a signal that the market you thought you knew is evolving. And if you don't adapt, if you continue to rely on old rules, you could be left behind, while others seize opportunities and navigate this new landscape successfully. The message is clear: the old playbook doesn't work anymore. To survive and thrive, you must understand the nuances of this shifting market. Location, timing, and strategy are no longer optional. They are the difference between financial security and missed opportunity. Zillow didn't just reveal a market trend, it exposed the new rules of homeownership in America. And what comes next will separate the cautious from the opportunistic, the prepared from the unprepared. So, what does all of this mean for you? If you're a homeowner, it's more than just numbers, it's a wake-up call. A chance to step back and reassess. Ask yourself, what is the real value of my property today? Is there equity I could leverage? Or are my investments not working as hard as they could be? This is the moment to look clearly, without fear, and make informed decisions. And for investors, the lesson couldn't be clearer. Diversification isn't a suggestion, it's a necessity. In a market that shifts faster than most expect, relying on one property, one city, or one type of investment can leave you exposed. The smartest investors spread risk across different regions, property types, and even alternative assets like REITs, commodities, or gold. By diversifying, you're not just protecting yourself, you're positioning to thrive, no matter what the market throws your way. Zillow's data confirms something timeless: adaptability is everything. The market is alive, it evolves. Buyer behavior shifts. Interest rates fluctuate. Economic conditions change. Those who stay informed, flexible, and proactive don't just survive, they rise above uncertainty. They turn market shifts into opportunities. Here's the point that can't be overstated: change isn't a threat. It's a doorway. Times of market upheaval aren't moments to panic, they're moments to prepare. Those who educate themselves, stay ahead of trends, and act strategically are the ones who seize the advantages that others miss. Doors to financial security and growth don't close, they just shift. And the prepared? They step right through. So, what should you do next? Stay proactive. Track your investments. Analyze trends. Review your financial strategies regularly. The market may influence your financial life, but it doesn't determine it, your choices do. Every decision you make today builds the foundation for tomorrow. If this video helped you see the housing market and your financial options in a new light, don't keep it to yourself. Like, subscribe, and share it with someone who's ready to take control of their future. Join us as we continue exploring the ever-changing world of real estate and personal finance. Together, we'll stay ahead of the curve, make smarter choices, and step confidently into a future we shape ourselves.